All right, today we are diving deep into Atomic Habits by James Clear. This is a book that has totally changed the game for how people think about self-improvement. And the core idea is actually super simple, but it's also really profound. It's this: who you become in the future isn't defined by some big dramatic moment. Nope, it's defined by the tiny little habits you do over and over and over again every single day. I mean, we've all been there, right? You set some huge goal, you're going to learn Spanish, get in the best shape of your life, write that novel, and you're running on pure motivation. But then, a few weeks go by, and that fire just kind of fizzles out, and you're right back where you started. It's this super frustrating cycle, and it makes you wonder, why is it so hard to make a change that actually sticks?
Well, James Clear argues that we've been looking at this whole problem completely backwards. It's not that you lack willpower, it's not that your goals are wrong. The real issue, he says, is that our success isn't determined by our big ambitions. It's determined by our daily routines, the systems we have in place.
And that brings us to the first huge idea from the book: the incredible power of tiny changes. See, if goals aren't the answer, then what is? The solution is to shift our focus away from the finish line and put it squarely on the starting line. We need to stop obsessing over the final outcome and instead get obsessed with perfecting the small, daily process that's going to get us there. This is where we get the idea of an atomic habit. Just think of an atom, right? It's this tiny, fundamental building block of everything. Well, these habits are the atoms of our lives. By itself, doing one push-up or reading one page of a book, it feels like nothing. It's totally insignificant. But when you repeat those tiny actions, day after day, they start to compound. They build this incredible momentum that leads to truly remarkable transformations over time. The math on this is it's staggering. Clear says we don't need these massive, heroic efforts to change. We just need to get 1% better each day. Now, a 1% improvement is so small you can barely notice it. But if you do that every day for a year, that tiny, consistent effort compounds to make you nearly 37 times better. That's the power of tiny gains, and it is absolutely massive. So let's be clear, what's the real difference here? A goal is the what, like I want to run a marathon. A system is the how. My training schedule is running 3 times a week. And here's the fascinating part. Winners and losers often have the exact same goals. So what actually separates them? It's having a better system of continuous small improvements. Goals are about a single moment of achievement. Systems are about a lifetime of progress. Okay, this leads to what might be the most profound idea in the entire book. True, lasting behavior change is really identity change. It's not just about what you do, it's about who you believe you are. The goal isn't just to write a book, it's to become a writer. So how do you prove that new identity to yourself? Well, every single time you sit down and write one sentence, you're casting a vote for being a writer. These tiny wins become the evidence that builds your new identity. So we get the theory, right? But how do we actually apply it? This brings us to the second key part of the book, a wonderfully simple and practical 4-step framework for building good habits and, as we're about to see, for breaking the bad ones too. The framework is so simple. First, make it obvious. If you want to drink more water, put a water bottle on your desk where you literally can't miss it. Second, make it attractive. You could try pairing something you want to do with something you need to do, like you only let yourself listen to your favorite podcast while you're exercising. Third, make it easy. You have to reduce the friction. Just start with a 2-minute version of whatever habit you want to build. And fourth, make it satisfying. Give yourself some kind of immediate reward. It could be as simple as putting a big X on a calendar. This system basically helps you engineer your environment and your brain for success. And what's really cool is this framework works perfectly in reverse. Want to stop eating junk food? Let's flip the laws. Make it invisible by getting it out of your house. Make it unattractive by reminding yourself of the negative health effects. Make it difficult by adding friction, like you have to actually drive to the store every time you want a snack. And finally, make it unsatisfying. Maybe you have an accountability partner you have to confess to. See, it's all about redesigning your world, not just relying on willpower, which we all know fades. Okay, finally, we get to the third secret to success. We have the framework, we understand the theory, but there's one essential ingredient that makes this entire system run, and it's not motivation. Motivation is fickle, it comes and goes. The real secret is the simple, pretty unglamorous act of consistently showing up. This is one of the most practical and, frankly, most freeing rules from the entire book. Look, you're going to have bad days. You're going to miss a workout. You are not a robot. Perfection is not the goal. The crucial insight is this: One mistake is just an outlier. But 2 mistakes, well, that's the start of a new bad habit. The real secret to success is just getting back on track as quickly as you can. Never, ever let one slip-up turn into a complete derailment. And ultimately, this is what it's all about. Every time you perform a habit, you are strengthening the neural pathways in your brain that are associated with it. It's not about how intense one workout is or how much you write in one day. It's the frequency, the repetition, that makes a behavior automatic. You are literally rewiring your brain with every small action, making those good habits the new default, the new path of least resistance. So as we wrap this up, the real question isn't about tomorrow or next week or next year. It's about right now. Just for a moment, forget the grand plan, forget the huge goal, and just ask yourself this. What is one tiny, almost effortless action you can take today that casts a vote for the person you truly want to become? Maybe it's just laying out your gym clothes for tomorrow. Maybe it's writing a single sentence. Whatever it is, that one small vote, that's how it all begins.